Right, Gary, thanks for speaking to us. Look, how's the week been? You got a point at the weekend, a good performance by all accounts as well.
Yeah, it was a very good performance. The amount of money that Huddersfield has spent on their squad, and you look at the changes that they're making. I thought we were very organised. I thought it was a coming together of our team, if I'm being honest, because that's the first time they all played together with Brad making his debut, and to go there and get a clean sheet on his debut was fantastic for us and the whole defenders. And what it taught me was the importance of experience in terms of Brad in that back line, and speaking to the lads that played in front of him, the defenders, they really appreciated that experience that he had. And I feel that we've got the balance going in the right direction with that now. With obviously Brad, George in the middle of the park, and obviously Bees at the top end of the pitch. We were mightily frustrated that we didn't get a penalty in the first half, and having watched it back again, Ledson makes a great save, and it's right in front of the ref and he doesn't give it. But I thought then we showed a resilience and a real grit, and like I say, a coming together of the group, and we've got to reproduce that now. They showed miles and miles of heart and fight, and we've got to do the same again now on Saturday.
Yeah, I guess the neutral wouldn't have had that down as a game Burton Albion should be going
No, of course not.
winning at all. But
yeah.
Seeing the players lift their levels against an opposition like that, when the challenge is there, how do you get them to do that week to week now?
Well, I listened to them when they came in, and a lot of them were saying that's the standard, that's what they've set, and they're right. I mean, I spoke last week before the game. It's not doom and gloom here. The intensity that we control in training and the intensity in terms of what we play is been first class with them all the time that we've been here, and that's been the same this week again. And we control our attitude, and we control our energy, and we control our responses, and that's what we've been doing, and that's what we will continue to do. The results will look after themselves as long as we control those things that I've just mentioned.
When do you feel like you start to see the squad in full flow? There's plenty of discussion at this point of the season of 10 games down the line, 15 games down the line, until you truly get a representation about what a team's going to be about.
Well, like I say, that for us, it was the first game that we've all played together last Saturday, and we were only going to get better. But like I say, I didn't feel there was a great deal wrong with us too much, and still don't. But what we've done is obviously we've added those players back end of the window, managed to get them now all up firing in terms of fitness and game time, and like I say, I've seen what I've seen on the grass. We're only going to get better. For us, it's a marathon. We know exactly what we've got to achieve this season and how we go about achieving that.
They've brought in experience on the pitch, but off the pitch, of course, that takes time for them to settle into a new club. How have they imparted that wisdom onto the young group?
Just because of what they are, really. First and foremost, they're really good human beings, and you only have to look at their careers and where they've been, and the character is so important. And when I spoke to people about obviously Brad and obviously George, we knew a little bit from Derby, but the references were exactly what you hope for, and the people that you trust, and you go through that and go, and that's how they've been, and just watching them around the training ground, watching them in just simple things like in the canteen and how they look after themselves. It's watching them pass on that experience and just listening to them. And, it's so valuable to a coach, because they spend more time with the players than what I do.
I was checking on a couple of the players.
Yes.
Jasper Moon.
Yes.
An interesting one, to say the
Yeah.
least. Have you had that before? Someone out with
Well, I've had somebody with blisters, but not to the degree poor Jasper's got or had. Apparently he had it last season when he was on loan at Harrogate. And then, they started in pre-season. Fair play to the lads. After the first week, when it blew up, it wasn't just one, it was on both. And then there was a bit of irritation on the Achilles, obviously. And he was playing through the pain barrier, and the worst thing I've seen in terms of blisters. They were that bad. So there was a decision taken to try and heal the wounds, because that's what they became. It wasn't just blisters, it became wounds. And so, he's working very hard in the gym, but keeping off them, and, it'll be another couple of weeks, yeah.
I'm wary that people at this time might be eating their dinner, but going into it, they'll hear blisters and might think it's not too serious, but
No,
it
it's
is really bad,
yeah. I wouldn't wish to show. Well, I'll show you the photo after this, and it's not they're not good, bless him. But he wanted to play through the pain barrier, and he was just taping them up and getting on with him. But the medical team have done the research and found things that can help heal the wounds, and so that's where we're at with him.
Terence Van Kooten?
Terence is now just starting to load, so that's good. We'll see how he goes once we start to load with that. I mean, he's going to be a while still, but there was concern that he wasn't healing properly or enough, but that's been told different, so we're happy with that. Jason, we're just waiting on more advice on Jason with his knee. Probably tomorrow we'll get that information.
Plymouth Argyle not going to be an easy game again.
No,
it just feels like they keep coming round.
Oh gosh, I think the EFL looked at us, didn't they, and they went, look, wow, what did you do last season and stayed up miraculously? So what we're going to do is we're going to put all the top teams with the biggest budgets right at the beginning of the season, and you can deal with that one, and that's what we're going to do.
Is that quite helpful in a way? It almost gets it out of the way, and you do have a more favourable run at some point.
Yeah, no, I'm tongue-in-cheek there, because in my opinion, it doesn't matter when you play them and who you play, because I think, you can't be disrespectful to teams that we're saying aren't up there or aren't spending as much money as that. Every game in this league is going to be really hard. And we've experienced that so far, and we'll experience it again on Saturday.
Of course, it's not all down to money, is it?
No,
football, once you're over the white line, anything can happen.
Yeah, exactly, and that's it. I mean, I'm making reference to budgets a lot, but that's fact. Does it mean that we just lie down and die? No, and you saw that last week at Huddersfield. And so, we like I say, what I was really pleased with was the heart that we showed last week, and we've got to go and show that heart all the way through this season. And like I say, I'm fully aware of the challenge that we face, but we showed last season what is capable when everybody comes together. And this, like I say, this club is this team was coming together after what I saw last Saturday.
Just finally from it, how big would a win be
of course.
in terms of just getting that one?
Well, it's just the next game, so we want to win it. It's as simple as that. The players came in a confident mood on Monday, but like we've been saying to them, we have to focus on what we can control. And as long as we've got the intensity, as long as we've got, like I say, our attitude and our energy, then anything's possible.